outlets here if you want.
What?
Outlets.
Oh, outlets. Did you book this? I'm creating a vlog, bro.
So, for what? YouTube?
Yeah. Is this your gaming mouse?
Yeah.
Let me see some crusty ass gaming mouse.
Yo, I'm trying to clean it off, man.
You trying to clean, bro?
The gamer juice.
Let the game show the gamer juice.
It's going now.
Ah.
The studies are still growing about something. KSI got heavily taxed. Logan Paul got not as taxed. But Mr. Beast is still doing fine for himself. Bro, he can exist without the business too.
I'm gonna fucking Dutch him. God damn. This motherfucker got bands. Look, there's a money spread right there.
You haven't seen my expensive one.
What's your expensive one?
It's a Dragon Knight.
Dragon Knight? I see this. You got this
600 for one card.
600?
Yeah.
Dude, you got this shit on lock. Look at that. God. You got this shit saran wrap too?
Yeah, for some reason it didn't. It's supposed to come with this case,
But it didn't?
but this one didn't. So I just plastic.
Oh shit, so you just...
It's supposed to come in this plastic.
Oh.
Protect the plastic casing, the hard plastic on it.
Oh shit.
For some reason it didn't protect it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man has not come to pay his due. If you guys ever want to get Pokemon cards, hit him up. What's the best way they can contact you for these Pokemon cards if they're interested, huh? Your Instagram?
Facebook Marketplace.
Well, fuck. They're gonna need your name. Well, if you know, you know. For the guy who didn't come in, you're a bitch. He was gonna get some Arc'teryx pants right after the purchase. So now he's fucking molding.
No, he tried to rip me off, bro. He offered me like $270 for them.
But it's rip you off. It's like $10 less though.
300.
They're 300. Oh, he wanted you to. They wanted to give you like 270.
$30 off.
God, that's fucking hilarious.
Well, he didn't come today.
No,
He got cold feet.
he was like, man, I can't deal with this Filipino, bro. Let's go.
I like
Oh, my fucking lost space on the app. This shit's hanging by a thread right now.
Look how big it is.
Yeah? No, it's not that crazy. They taper slightly off. Do you guys have the wide straight denims?
Wide straight denims?
Yeah. Yeah, I would think so.
I think these are wide.
These are wide.
Straight.
Oh yeah, these are, yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh, you guys have the black
the black?
or like the gray, the ones that you guys have online?
Oh, this color?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, looks like you do.
You guys have that in a
29?
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Wait, is there some here or you guys have some in the back?
In the back.
In the back?
Yeah.
Are these ones? I think so.
Isn't it?
Oh wait, I think
Or
these are the
it's
women's. I think these are the women's, no?
Yeah, women's. We only have there and right there. Or maybe here.
Maybe
And
here.
that's it. So
Okay. I mean, I don't mind trying them on if they fit like
we
unisex.
do have like service for alterations.
Oh, yeah?
So
Yes, I can't move. What do you think?
What?
What do you like the color? These look so
I
small.
like the blue ones. But these ones.
These ones look so small. It might work.
Looks
Am I,
pretty
am,
good.
I, am I am I Asian petite enough? Am I slim thick enough? These are 29.
What size are you? 30?
I'm at 29.
Damn.
I swear I saw some over there.
What color are you looking for?
A darker version of this.
Try it on. Go to the fitting room.
I'm gonna come out butt ass naked.
Sure. Want to be registered as a sex offender? You can be top one in
They
there.
both look good on me.
I like the black one.
You like the black one?
Black one? The gray one's okay.
It has a nice wash.
Yeah. Try both. And you have a black outfit on. Try it.
Okay.
I'm gooning really hard. Don't look.
Honestly,
you can't see.
whoa! It's just fucking,
I was gooning, bro. Look.
bro. It's just look. It's okay.
The next stop is Bridgeland Memorial.
What's going on, guys? It's been already a few days since I bought my pair of Guidis, and obviously they have been aging gracefully. They've been really nice, really fun to wear, I guess. I wouldn't say fun, but definitely a lot of hurdles to make this shoe as comfortable as possible for me. And I wanted to make a video on what my first impressions are and hopefully give you a bit of information that could be in use if you are planning to get yourself a 791Vs. For me, these are a boot, definitely, in my opinion, that I got a really good steal on Essence, which was about 600 buckaroonies compared to his, I think, 1600 retail counterpart. So definitely got it in a really nice deal. So let's get into what the brand represents and what it means, history and all that. Obviously, I don't have the craziest knowledge, so keep this in mind. If you're a huge fan of Guidi, you're a fanatic, you got an account on Style Zeitgeist, keep it everything with a grain of salt. By all means, if you have more information, please put it in the comments for everybody to know, or you can go on their site, go on the Wikipedia, search them yourself. So getting into a little bit of history of Guidi, it was established in 1896 in Tuscany, Italy, and the brand has its roots in artisanal crafting, very high quality leather boots, and is renowned for its, just being that boot for just high quality, high crafted boots. Before they made boots, I believe they were mostly a leather tannery, so they would actually source out, they'll actually make their leathers, and then they'll source them out to other designers, other houses that probably want to, use your leather. I'm sure they still do it, but now they kind of moved on to shifting shoes, and basically from there they're really known for not only their leather, their craftsmanship, but most importantly their leather that they use in most of their boots and in their bags. Yeah, obviously it's been passed down through generations. The descendant of Guidi is currently at the helm at leading Guidi itself. They still have a lot of care, love, attention to detail, and kind of just make this very known identity of what makes Guidi Guidi. Obviously, a very short, half-assed rundown of what Guidi is, but like I said, there's so many amazing videos like Plus Plus that make a very detailed video of what Guidi represents, what they are, what they do, and honestly, that video is a lot more informative than this one. I just don't really have the time to cut and edit a lot of the videos just because I have a lot of stuff going on in the background that I just prefer to kind of focus on. This is kind of my free time stuff, but regardless, let's get down into the 791Vs and kind of the spec and what to expect if you are planning to get the shoe itself. So the shoe itself obviously is a 11 laced eyelid boot, definitely a unique boot itself. Also, matter of fact, it is kind of representing a combat boot, so you'll definitely get combat boot vibes, especially with the chunky Vibram sole. Getting into a little bit of the specs and what they're crafted, obviously this has been object dyed, so basically what they do is that they construct the whole boot itself and they throw it into a drum with their dye, and then basically cycle it for XYZ amount of hours, and basically you get a fully dyed boot that is usually, you know, unlike other boots that they usually just hand painted, hand dye it. This has a very, you know, unique dyeing method where you can see scuffs, marks, imperfections, just a unique take on how the boots are crafted, and you get to see that every scratch, every scuff, every mark that you see on a boot are super unique, super like, you know, like it feels like it's yours in a way if you really look at the details and look at all that scuffs and all that stuff. Obviously the boot itself has a very unique string system, you know, little dog shit, little laces we'll get to later, but yeah, same horse hide leather shoelaces, so basically you just get the same shit around. Honestly, there you go. Obviously from here you see the amazing stitching that goes all around the boot. You can definitely see that since they've been here for almost like 100 years, you can assume that this pattern probably is as old as the company itself, but I could be wrong. But just knowing that this boot just kind of models after, you know, a classic, and that is genuinely the combat boots. So if they said this was a, you know, one of their oldest patterns and they still produce it, I would believe them. Regardless though, let's talk about the fitment. So the fitment itself is super important, especially now newer boots usually on Guidis are pretty self-explanatory, go choose size, but as for a lot of older boots of Guidis, you would technically want to either size up, but either way it really depends of what you are intending to do with the boot. For me, I usually size down a lot for my boots, my camions, my 316 square toe boots, and now these boots. And honestly, if I had to do it again, would I size down or would I size up? And to be quite honest with you, that is a little hard to kind of give you a definite answer. Now obviously if you are plus and you are that guy, go true to size if you are a true size, but for me, I am half a size. Truly, I'm 8.5, and boots do fit a little bit differently, and they do fit in a way that should be kind of snug. The boot itself is comfortable, but you can definitely make it comfortable. I would definitely size up to a 42, just because I would rather put an insole in this bitch and kind of just make it that insole, anti-slip heel, and that would kind of be the only modifications I would have done besides switching out the laces. Obviously, I can't do this for this because it's a size 41, and that's the only size they had at the time. And yeah, it still fits really nice. It fits snug, which from a lot of Reddit posts and threads, that usually you'd want a snug fitting boot in general for a Guidi, just because it does mold. Does it stretch just by centimeters? If you really want to stretch this boot, you'd have to go to a cobbler, and they'll just basically have a special machine to stretch out the toe box to give you a little bit more forgiving fit. But keep in mind is that these are a very narrow shoe, so you should keep that in mind. If you have wider feet, bigger feet, you should definitely opt for a genuine upsize. And if it doesn't technically fit to your liking, you just put an insole and see how you like it from there. If you don't, you can just send it back, especially when you get it from Essence, Farfetch. They have a more forgiving policy when it comes to returns. And for me at least, I'm very happy with the sizing. I just put like my normal socks in. I have an anti-slip heel in the boot itself, and it just kind of makes it a little bit more bearable to wear, because it isn't really necessarily the walking and the whys that is painful. It's actually the heel slip that I've been experiencing that has been really fucking my my foot up most of the time. it isn't really a little bit of wiggle room in the boot itself. So it, you know, it isn't technically the tightest thing I have. It just fits quite snug. The closest thing that I guess I would say that it fits, if you have the 3/16 square toe boots, they somewhat better that, just minus like half an inch, and then there you go. Which, you know, for some people it's like, oh, that's a little snug, and yeah, they are snug, but usually, of course, if you don't mind a snugger fitting boot, you shouldn't really complain about it at all. Like I said, TRDR, I just fucked it up, but you get what I mean. If you have a bigger, wider feet, size up. If you kind of want a snugger fit, definitely size down, especially if you're half a size. If you're a true size, a genuine true size, go true to size. And again, back to going half a size. If you tend to put an insole in this, go up a size. There you go. That's really all the information you technically need when it comes to sizing. Like I said, buy from a forgiving retailer, Essence, Farfetch. Don't buy from the official site. Don't buy from all those really sites that don't have a crazy forgiving policy, because you're going to experiment with Guidis, because again, they do somewhat shrink. They have gotten better with sizing over time, but they still have the fitting problem. Regardless though, it really is up to you on what you want to do with the boot, so just keep that in mind. So besides sizing, let's talk about a bit of cons, and then we'll get down to some pros. And the first con of it is obviously the heel of this boot is fucking crazy. For me, I didn't expect the heel to fuck me up. I actually expect the toe box to fuck my shit up. But surprisingly, the heel is, you know, giving me super heavy heel burn, just this abrasion that I never felt before. And it is, you know, it got to a point where it became unbearable to walk in. Now, obviously, he's like, oh, it's part of the boot experience, stop whining. And I'm like, fuck you. I actually like comfort. So I immediately bought anti-slip heel, like, kind of pads. And what I did is I just slipped them in the heel, and they just have been amazing. They've just been actual bearable to wear, especially when you have socks. They just grip onto it. You don't have to worry about it. It's just really nice. And I think I'll put that in the description down below if you are interested in getting those. I got the 4mm one, which is a little bit of a thinner pad, but like I said, these fit already snug, so having, you know, anything bigger padding would definitely kind of offset the sizing. So yeah, it didn't really affect me, at least. It did kind of push my toes, my foot up just quite a bit, but not enough to kind of squeeze them. Again, still can walk, still can enjoy life, nothing crazy. The two of the same side coin, I don't know, is the laces and the eyelets. The laces, oh my goodness gracious, it is like lacing blindfolded. It is by far the most annoying, tedious lacing systems I've ever seen in my life. You think that these should be smooth, should go through, it shouldn't be stuck. It is one of by far the most annoying thing about these boots. Obviously, by time you'll get better at unlacing and lacing these boots. Like, I never thought that would be a skill, but they have been a skill. And yeah, I just kind of realized that these are the base layer kind of laces that you should loosen, and then you should just unlace all of these ones on the top to just, you know, be able to get your shoe out and not break the laces, because I think they're like €80, which I don't know how much that is in Canadian, but that's from the sound of it, it sounds a lot of money, especially that they are the same material as the actual high, you know, the top portion of the boot, which is the full grain horse leather that they use. So yeah, you know, I would say definitely get a pair of new laces for sure. I actually bought some new pair of laces on Amazon too. That one I will try to find, because I just bought them just purely out of just wanting to kind of replace these really badly. I believe these laces are about 80 inches in total, maybe 90, but I just got the longest pair of laces that they had, so I can like wrap it around the boot like how it's naturally looked. I really love that wraparound lace. I do love the look of the boot, definitely a really unique look in general, but you get to it, I just want to have an easier time to, you know, take off. It isn't like there's back zip boots or their front zip boots where you can just put it in and just forget about it. These are boots that kind of have a little bit of effort into putting the laces in. Regardless though, yeah, it's kind of just a harder pair of shoe to get on. Like sometimes you'll just come home and you kind of forget these shoes are on, and you look down, you're like, fuck. You sit there for like 5 minutes contemplating if you want to keep these on for the rest of your life or just take them off and take the extra 5 minutes. So yeah, it's definitely something that you should definitely consider, because other people make a big deal out of it and you might think it's so minor. Trust me, if you wear these boots every single day, you're going to really consider the lacing in general. The lace holes are also even not the greatest, because they're not really, there are holes, but they're not like the eyelids that have the metal guide that allows you to kind of lace it. Also, they don't have that style of hiking or work boot kind of lace where it's more like a hook where you can hook onto the latch and tie it very easily. These are just purely holes, and they're not guided either, so you're gonna have a hard time putting them through, especially with laces that don't have eyelets. And they're just basically raw cut laces that have a pointy end, and that's it. That's all you're gonna get for the guidance, and you're gonna have to really eyeball it, take a feel for it to see if they're really in or not. It's like fucking in the dark, basically. So good luck to you if you plan to continue on wearing these. I know a lot of videos, a lot of people have mastered these, but for me at least, I don't have the skill. It's more of a skill issue, and I don't want to put in the time for that. So I technically will be replacing the laces. Overall, that's all for cons, I would say. I would actually, the sizing, I feel like sizing would kind of be a little bit more forgiving for people that follow the more traditional sizing for boots, where usually if you're half a size, you would size down. And that's just me, because that's just me for being half a size. My own when it comes to like people with half a size. But usually, you know, if you have true size feet, then usually it isn't a problem. You just go TTS and you just, you know, call it a day. And obviously, consider if you want to put an insole or not, then definitely take a look on how you want to size it. But regardless, there you go. When it comes to pros, the build. You're not going to get anything other than just a high quality boot that's going to last you years. At the end of the day, you can take like Vietnam Walkers, or you can go to like any other rep, and obviously they're going to be, you know, leather calf skin. They're going to be much more thicker than the horse grain ones, and therefore going to be okay quality. They're going to be definitely up there. But something about a horse full grain leather and just the way that it ages is so unique. It's so characteristic to the way that they have crafted and curate the leather that you're not going to get it anywhere else. And realistically, are they really worth the price? We'll get to that later. But regardless though, you're going to get a amazing craftsmanship type of boot. You had an artisan that has had like 20 years, 30 years, maybe 40 years of experience crafting your boot. It's like you go at AMG, right? And you look at the engine and they have the signature on who built your engine, or the GTR, you know, Nissan, where you just see who built that engine for you. And it's just that particular one person. And it just feels like it's just been crafted for you. And that feeling is just super unique to Guidi, and something that I can't explain in words on that feeling. It's just something that if you have the money and you have that cash and you found that like either a really nice deal, you can definitely feel it and you can definitely see it in general. Obviously, of course, another amazing pro, not by craftsmanship in general, it's just like the look of the shoe, man. Obviously, you can get like Solivers, Doc Martens, but something about this boot just looks super unique, even though it's already a classic silhouette, a classic model. You take a look at the boot, you're just like, no one knows it's a Guidi, but for you, you just look at it and you're like, there's something about it. There's something unique about it that you just look at and you just love about it, and you don't know what to look at, you know? You just look at it and you're like, wow, like, maybe it's the patina, maybe it's the crease, maybe the aging, who knows? But it's just something about a pair of Guidis you look at and you're like, why is it so fucking gorgeous? And it never gets old. So I have it onto my side and I glance at it once in a while and I'm like, that is a really good looking boot. And it kind of reminds me that I just don't really regret the purchase that I have when buying this boot. Obviously, you already know it's definitely the sole. I always try to get boots that are Goodyear welt, and also at least try to get a Visum sole on there, just because a Goodyear welt is just the holy grail when it comes to welts in general. They're just easier, better, just a easier time to just get the sole you desire. And a lot of people, Guidi knows that they will swap out the sole, so they just put through a welt, and you ask for like Visum sole, and you're just fine, totally great. Other than that, good welt, simple welt, easy welt, moving on. But oh, that's really it. I should have added this to the con, but I might as well just say it if it's worth it category. Are these worth it retail? No. I've prayed this boot, I've sucked this dick, I have fucking rode that bitch, I glazed the fuck out of it, but it's just not worth it from a regular, civilian that has bills to pay, From a regular consumer, they look at this boot and automatically they already think of this boot already cost rent, right? And then if you look at the 788Zs, in Canadian dollars, it's almost 2K, so that's almost like literally 1 month of rent here in Canada, and that's a lot of money to spend on a pair of boots, and that's just not realistic to the regular consumer, the person that genuinely just looks at it and be like, these are a nice pair of boots, but you just can't really justify, no matter how good the quality is, the good craftsmanship and the years to come, you just can't qualify that type of stuff. And there's so many other boot manufacturers you can look at, like Solivers from the first, 316, and sometimes, I guess even the Camion boot, if you really want to, say that it's worth the price. In my opinion, it isn't. Definitely an amazing boot, but fuck, man, $700 for a pair of, Blake Stitch boots is kind of fucking insane to me. But regardless, there's just so many other amazing boots out there that you can get a very unique style, or even the same style as this boot, that, in my opinion, are just going to be a lot more worth in general, and just a better dollar per cost wear in general. If you have the money, by all means, go crazy, buy this boot. But if you can't necessarily, I just can't fucking justify the fact that this boot is fucking, almost $1,600, and that's a lot of money for a lot of people. So I don't say it's worth it. I say that you should definitely look for alternatives. If you want Vietnam Walkers, definitely. But again, you're not gonna really get that same quality as you would get for Guidi's, obviously. But like I said, I think it's a fair trade-off, because you're getting the look and you're getting that exclusive type of fashion style that might be locked behind a high price tag in general. Now, if you really look at a consumer that has, a higher income and just, has a lot more to spare, then yeah, absolutely. I think they're worth every penny in general. They're just that boot that you just wear and might have an addiction for. Like I said, I've been really eyeing down the 788Zs, but like I said, I'm on Grailed most of the time looking for steals. I'm not going to pay that ridiculous price. You gotta be fucking smoking dick if you're thinking that I'm buying that. It's in the wish list, but it's not like I'm going to buy it. I'm just waiting for the opportunity to kind of hop on and just see if I can get a sweet steal. I've seen one for like $600 for a broken back zip, and I was like, fucking suck a dick for that type of shit. But yeah, you're just going to have a nice pair of boots, regardless what subgenre you get into. Regardless, though, my cat is here. I have to end the video. Regardless, yeah, baby. Hi. The choice is yours. But like I said, if you guys do enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. Hopefully, I can make more vlogs like this video and more videos like these. Other than that, please see you guys later.